Talent is moving too fast, particularly in the middle level. They're just moving too fast. I think a lot of people come here to learn, and when they reach the middle level, a lot of the corporates pick up the middle level people, and without further training or anything, they are corporate communication heads. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's happening to every industry in India. And if you look at international, it's the same story. So we have our own GBM school, and we keep training. Even this morning, I was at the training center and looking at developing leaders, future leaders for this year. So I don't think we should worry. I think we should invest. We should invest in people, invest in team bonding, leadership, skills required for the campaign planning. Those kind of areas definitely need us to make that investment in them. I think it's all going well. I wouldn't worry too much. Ethical influencing is what I say that public relations does, or public affairs does. We are not just purely public relations. We have a very thriving public affairs, which is government relations and advocacy. And we just need to stick to the ethical influencing, because that's part of life. We all influence each other in one way or the other. And I think doing it the ethical route is what we need to stick to. And building skills, like we are at the threshold of forming and announcing the Public Affairs Forum of India. And whatever it may be, you will have, all of those rules, regulations, ethic code, and all of that. But it is about you yourself. And I think we could make that difference. This association should make that difference now in India for the future about ethical influencing. So yeah, so those are the challenges. I think that's always the challenge in any service business, whether they are lawyers, doctors, consultants, whatever, is how you stay the course in terms of ethical influencing. So on issues in crisis, we love it because it takes us away from the day-to-day campaign planning and execution. Issues in crisis makes the adrenaline flow, and we really do feel that we made a difference, and that's the challenge, whether we helped in a very positive way or not. On lobbying, it's a part of life. As CEOs say, it's not just a lobbyist, the CEO is also lobbying. Within politics, there's lobbying. Within the corporate world, there is lobbying. There was one of the directors who wanted to be the managing director's position. He was in the CXOs, and he was talking to me about what should he be doing to become the managing director. So everybody's lobbying for something or the other, and I think we need to confront that. And we don't hang around in lobbies anymore. That happened when it started in the US in terms of the whole lobbying business. But it's a part of life. It's nothing so, it's not so sort of a sleazy thing or whatever. I think it's a word from the dictionary, and I don't think it's interpretation of how you're doing lobbying. These things happen, as I said, in the service industry particularly. You hear all kinds of things. NERA, who knows what was right, what was not right, how much is the truth, what is not the truth. All of those things are going to never be known, actually, because there's so much happening on television today that you just don't know. You're listening to something, you're watching something, and you don't even know whether it's true or not true. But having said that, it is good that all of this is coming out, because I think India is in that gold rush stage, and they are now the civil society, and I think it's making a lot of difference. The fact that journalists are bringing these out in the open is really, really a good thing. It's really a good thing. If it didn't happen, we would really have gone the wrong way. And civil society is putting the pressure, and it will change. It will change for the better.
To implement?
Not at all. Because if you meet Aseem Sood of Impact, who does the research and measurement and research and analysis, there is a way in which it can be measured, and that too a third party has to do the measurement. You can't measure yourself. So therefore there are agreed parameters with the client, and we have something called the Service Quality Index, which is put out to the clients. So what they have to do is to assess the team for the results that they deliver. And this measurement and analysis provides absolute results. So you can say whether you achieved what you set out to achieve. You have to set a measurable goal. Then only can you evaluate whether you met that goal or you didn't meet that goal. Now the question is, we put digital as part of it. It can't be just about print and television, but it has to have the digital element also. So you have to be able to measure what is it the client wants to succeed, wants you to deliver, and measure it. So it is very much there. It's around the world. Some people like to do all this thing about AVE. It is absolutely unacceptable, because anything may be written in that. You may get a whole page which says nothing really. There's no message. The message has to be delivered.
What?
We try and participate. We are not being very active on that front, but going forward we are definitely going to participate more, and hopefully not just nationally as well, internationally. I think it's a good thing to have. I need to just see about how the juries are, on what basis evaluation is happening. Is it fair? Is it just a discussion, or the parameters are very, very stringent? Because if we don't do that, it would be good to actually tie up with some of the international awards. Let me just take an example, maybe just PR Week awards, and say that let's learn from what they are doing and how they're doing it. And because I've been on the jury of PR Week, I know the stringency with which they go, select the winners, and I was at Cannes as well. So I do believe that even they are not perfect, but I think we have a journey to make, and it should develop, because it's just the early years now. We should develop much more stringent parameters.